Okay, so I'm just going to show my PlayBook app, which is called Scorekeeper. So I created this because I really wanted something for keeping score when playing party games with friends. I've seen apps do this before, but they usually do a pretty bad job of it. So I wanted to do something a little bit different. You'll notice that the UI of this app has no text at all. It's all just using icons, and there's no practical reason for that, but I really wanted to challenge myself to think about the usability and make it as easy to use as possible. So I'll go ahead and add a player. And you'll see that they get added to the list. If I want to increase their score, I can do that. And it waits a few seconds, and then it'll sort by whatever scores the people have. That allows you to kind of go through the list without it all changing and sorting like crazy. And then once you haven't touched it for a few seconds, it'll work itself out. You'll notice that as you're adding points, it shows you both the amount it's changing it by. So if I want to change it by exactly 10 points, I can do that. And it also shows you the total. So if I want to set it to exactly 10 points, I can do that as well. If you want to add a lot of points, it's pretty easy to do. You just hold the button for a few seconds, and it has a few stages of kind of levels of adding points. The button on the right over here will sort lowest score first or highest score first. You can turn on and off the sound effects, so they're on and off. Yeah, so that's the basics of the player list. So now if I go in here to actually edit the players, or to add a new player, this is not a name, but whatever. You'll see that each player gets assigned a different color. That's definitely not a name. So you can actually go in here and choose your own color, and so you'll notice that each color actually plays a different musical note. So if you want, you can kind of play around with it as a musical keyboard sort of thing, just as a Easter eggy kind of thing. And that color doesn't really come into effect except if a player of a certain color takes the lead. It'll play their musical note. And so over the course of a game, you'll get used to hearing certain sounds happen over and over as different players take the lead. It has iOS style bouncy scrolling if the list gets too long for the screen. On this page, you can reset all the scores to 0, or actually pretty much any number you want. So if you're playing darts or something, you could set the scores to 501 and things like that. You can also bulk delete players by just double tapping on their score. Or if you want to delete a single player, you can go onto their page and just use the skull and crossbones and delete them. So I think that's about it. Thanks for watching. You can find this on App World. It's a totally free app, and it's called Scorekeeper. So that's about it. Thanks.